Hello.
Hey.
So, first of all, congratulations. I was kind of scared because Jumanji is one of my childhood movies.
Yeah.
I enjoyed a lot the movie, and I wanted to ask you. Nowadays, we're with this trend in Hollywood remaking movies from 20 years ago. And why Jumanji? What does Jumanji have? What dragged you to the project? Because it's kind of a special movie.
Yeah, well, it's the opportunity. I think it was the opportunity to create a Jumanji and deliver it to a whole new generation. And the elements of the original Jumanji, certainly with Robin Williams and the performance he was able to capture, all those elements are recipes for, and even hopefully, fingers crossed, if you make it right, an even greater success than what the original was. And so, the hesitance by some fans when we first made the announcement that we were going to make the movie made sense, and we got it, and we understood, but then at the same time, our narrative was, just trust us. We hold this project with very careful hands, and we just want to make a fantastic movie. So, a lot of times everybody sets out to make movies with great intention. They don't always work out that way. But fortunately, as the movie has been shown around the world, more and more people have fallen in love with the movie, and certainly the ones who were fans of the original too.
I think you have to understand the time. When you talk about your childhood, it's an amazing memory for you. But there's children of this generation who have no idea what Jumanji was. There's children that will not even understand what it was or how big it was. And to bring something to them and give them a moment to be familiar with the title of Jumanji that could then allow them to go back and then see the original one and understand that we didn't want to redo or recreate. We wanted to continue. This is a world that can continue. It can only get bigger. It can only get better. And in no way, shape, or form is that ever to discredit what was already done. It's to enhance. And I think within the times, you always want to progress, not digress. So this was the studio's moment to progress, to take a piece of content that they had and say, you know what, why not continue this world? Why haven't we did this? What's stopping us from doing this? Let's go out and let's get some people that we think can bring it to justice and that can take it over the top. And those were the actors that they casted in this film. And I think we all did a great job of taking the material that was given into us and bringing it to life and making that stuff on paper really, really pop and stand out to where that younger generation that may not be familiar with, they're going to be satisfied. And that older generation that's familiar with the original will be blown away by what we brought to them.
Yeah, it's a great part because it works sideways. It's perfect. So you two worked together previously, and we can see your chemistry reprised in this Jumanji sequel. And I want to ask you, all of you, how's the chemistry with all the actors in set? Because it looked that you had fun actually shooting the movie. So I want to talk me a little bit.
Nick, why don't you take that? Because we got real close. So why don't you tell them about
You guys did, yeah.
how close we got?
It was a lot, but yeah.
Go ahead, Nick.
My first day on set was one of my biggest scenes. So I was a little intimidated stepping onto the set with all these guys separate to that, just because they're truly brilliant at what they do.
I'm intimidated.
But the key, the whole thing working was the fact that they really set the tempo for the vibe on set. And then Jake, our director, also created a really good energy. And I think it was just natural that we all became friends, had a good time making this movie. With Jack Black around too, it's hard not to have a good time. And Kevin, of course, and Dwayne, Karen.
Yeah.
But no, it was a great group, and I think it shows on camera, and we really did have a good time.
Look, and in Hollywood, there's not, and when you make these movies, it's not often, I think, that you can make an ensemble movie like this with an ensemble cast of well-known actors compared to unknown actors. And with this kind of material, that's obviously big action adventure, but also comedy infused. So, I think we really got lucky in that, and I am just a personal believer in like attracts like. And, Kevin and I have worked on multiple things together, 2 movies now, and all these other projects we do, and now all of us working together. Like, we all, everyone's like pretty decent human beings, good human beings, but just had the best time, and the chemistry was great. And also, that's one of those things that is not often talked about or written about. But this idea of chemistry and everybody really getting along, and the idea that the chemistry actually comes across on screen, that's a very real thing. Which is why everybody who's watching Jumanji now, says there's this, when they leave the theater, like, wow, that was great.
Yeah, you can notice the vibe. It's
right?
great.
You couldn't tell that I hated him.
Well,
That I hate him. You can't tell.
I think that's.
You can't tell. Like, fans really, like, they think, wow,
well.
I hide it well.
Yeah.
hide my hatred
We love
well.
each other. It's perfect.
Some rough days. But, it's nothing.